Good morning. Thank you for attending and your interest in hearing about what's going on in St. Joseph. My special thanks to Dr. Kennedy and to the Missouri Western State University for hosting this event today. This year, the State of the City centers on partners and progress. So to hear Dr. Kennedy's comments, to see what you'll get to see today, and what we're talking about is people. We're all about people. We couldn't do this without the residents, our businesses, our community partners, and our city staff. But put with that the total workforce and the people of St. Joseph. We can all make a difference. Here are some highlights over the last year and glimpses of our future. To the screens. Good morning. As I sit here today and I think about how this all started, where I came from, what I was thinking, I have to go back before the election. I ran for mayor because I grew up here. I believe in St. Joe. And I had ideas of where I thought I could do something different or make a difference. And making a difference is what we all need to do. And this was my way of saying, I want to be part of St. Joe. I want to put a stamp on St. Joe that makes us feel good about ourselves, makes us feel good about where we're going. And I think that we've been able to accomplish that. We've gotten it started. We've still got a lot to do, but this year brings a lot to where we need to go and where St. Joe can go. And I think the point of saying can go is important, because to just say we do something, if you don't get involved, if you don't participate, if you're not part of that, then you don't really get the rewards that you could if you're part of the solution. And that's why I ran. And that's why I feel very good about the team that is together, whether it be the council, because each of the people on the council ran for office. They're the ones that put their name out there. They're the ones that had a vision, had an idea, wanted to make a difference. And together, I think we're working really well to get that done. And I think that this year has been a learning experience for us, but it's also brought us closer together to where we understand how each other think, some of the ideas they have, that we're all opening to listening to each other, but we're also determined to move things forward. When I won the election, I went into City Hall and I was warned prior to going into the office that there might be some red tape in my office. There wasn't, but I think I may have gotten off on the wrong step, but I think we all learned from each other pretty quickly. I met the other members of the council, and each and every one of them has really added and contributed a lot to this first year. This first year, we came in with a lot of things that were headed in one direction or maybe not the right direction, but as we sat down and explored and understood, and what I give this council a lot of credit for is they listen to people. They listen to input not only from staff, which is extremely important, but from the community. And in putting those two things together, we were able to come up with some solutions to different areas that I think have been very important to get us set up as we move into the next 3 years and where we can go and make this city a really great place and how we remember it when we were younger. As I think about the first year, I can't believe how quickly it's gone. We came into office with all these great ideas and expectations. We immediately get thrown into a budget. We learn things we're going to do and how to do them. And 7 of the 9 of us were new. But those that were back helped us with some things. We had our ideas, they had their ideas. We all worked together. And I think we were able to set some expectations, accomplish some good goals that we had put out, and set the future for where we can go. And I think that's important when you talk about how you work together and how you want your city to run. The city partners with Missouri Western, the St. Joseph School District, Buchanan County, and the Chamber of Commerce through an economic development partnership to promote business recruitment and retention. Through this partnership, staff works to help local businesses expand and attract new development. The city works to assist in economic development efforts through offering incentives to attract new jobs to the community. In 2022, economic development projects created 70 new jobs, with an average annual wage of over $52,000, and an estimated capital improvement investment of $131 million. Hilliard Inc., what a cornerstone to our community. It was founded more than 125 years ago and remains invested in St. Joe today as it did in 1907. With a total workforce of over 800 people, 200 locally, they maintain their headquarters in downtown St. Joseph. In late 2020, they started an expansion project that will create a 145,000 square foot distribution center with an investment of $25 million. The new Hilliard Distribution Center behind me is an opportunity. We have to say thank you to the Hilliard family and the company for investing in St. Joe. This gives us opportunity with current facilities to develop those and to work in the future for higher prosperity for downtown and the economy in St. Joe. We look forward to working with Hilliard in the fall with the opening of this new facility. We can't talk about this year in St. Joseph without talking about 229. It's been in everyone's topic of discussion for many years now. What's going to happen to the bridge? What's going to happen to our way of getting downtown or getting out to the airport or other things? But we're at a point where we've worked very closely this year with MoDOT. In fact, we have a very good relationship with MoDOT, and we're working closely together to make sure that the design and build of the new roadway will be beneficial to everybody. We're at the point where it'll be a 4-lane road that goes from the north to the south. You'll have access to it on the north end, you'll have access to it on the south end, and during the design build, we're trying to work on a way to make it empty into downtown also. So it is progressing. Hopefully in the next year, we will see major progress in the whole 229 process. Let's talk about downtown. There's some amazing things happening, and it's exciting to watch the progress that's being made downtown, whether it be new shopping, new restaurants, new entertainment. We have it all coming to downtown. We see new things popping up all the time. And now we have the Children Discovery Center. It's in the works, a lot of momentum growing with it, and we're excited to see that as it opens in the next year or so. And behind me, we have a new hotel coming. The work should start on that in the next week or so, and we're really excited about where that will go to have a new Marriott downtown. I'm excited. As I stand here in the arena and I look around, the sign I see, champions play here. We were able to showcase St. Joe in this arena in a national audience when CBS broadcast the NCAA Elite Eight semifinals here in St. Joe. It was done in our arena. It was done because we put the money in, we made the investment to make this a better place. And this council is committed to continuing that process because this is a key entity as we look at how do we make St. Joe a better place. It brings entertainment, it brings sports, it brings all kinds of things to St. Joe. And we're very proud to say this is just a beginning of where we can go. I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about the riverfront and the importance of the riverfront in our development to enhance
St. Joseph. When we look at the development of the riverfront, we're looking at the riverfront master plan that's out there. And there's a lot of things happening along the river now, and we intend to progress and grow the riverfront.
We're seeing progress with the Bonds to Bridges program. This $20 million general obligation bond is repairing and replacing our aging bridges and other transportation infrastructure. King Hill Bridge, 22nd Street Bridge, and the 13th Street Bridge over the Parkway are now complete. The 11th Street Bridge and Gene Field bridges will open soon. Once the Gene Field Bridge opens, Lover's Lane will close and a bridge replacement will take place. We estimate all work on these programs will be completed in 2024. Thanks again to the voters for their supporting of this bond issue. Let's talk about the community and the community appearance. Whenever we talk to people, people talk about the importance of coming into St. Joe and what they see and what they want to see when they come in. Right now we have a lot of efforts that are going forward with whether it be volunteers. We have volunteers that are cleaning up the parks, that are cleaning up streets. When we had the basketball tournament here a couple of weeks ago, we had a group that went downtown and cleaned up around the area so that people saw the good side. But we're trying to do that all over. We have a new program through the Chamber of Commerce called Adopt a Block. Companies are stepping up and adopting blocks and making those look better. The university, they've got groups that go out from the university. We all have to do it together. We all have to work at it. We have to do it one block at a time. You know, take your neighborhood, see what you can do to make it a better place. We put in a grant through the Community Alliance to do a River Bluff Gateway Project grant. We were awarded $2.5 million to work on this corridor that goes from the south end to the north end. So when we talk about the different areas of St. Joe, this is about all of St. Joe. This is bringing us together as a city, as a community, to be a better place. We also have the Urban Homestead Rehabilitation Grant. That allows us to go in and fix up some of the older buildings, some of the places that we want to keep. We want to make them look better. So it's all up to us, all of us, to make a difference. We need to talk about some of the challenges that have been here. And I'd like to explain where we stand with some of them and let you know that when you talk to us, whether it's me or any of the other council members, we are hearing you and we do understand some of the big issues. Homelessness. We know that that's an issue. We're trying to deal with it. There is a lot of different agencies that are working with it, and we work hand in hand with them to try and make sure that we're doing the right things. The United Way has really stepped up in that group, and there is a plan in place to try to improve and correct homelessness. So we are working with that, but that's an ongoing problem. Panhandling, people on the street. We've tried to deal with that. You've seen some new signs. We've tried to defer people from being on the streets. As we all know, some people have a constitutional right, but we also have the right to protect our citizens and to make sure that they're not put in danger because of the way other people are. So we've put some new ordinances in place, and we're working on that on a day-to-day basis. Addiction. The city was one of the first organizations that actually filed a lawsuit on opioids, and it is a big problem in St. Joe. A lot of people don't want to face it, but we have a lot of problems with it. There's currently a task force in place that's working. We won a lawsuit about opioids and the fact that they're in the market. And with some of the money that the city receives for that, we've put a task force together working with the county on how to make that work to where we correct the problem as much as we can. It's one of the most serious problems we have in St. Joe, and we are aware of it and we're working on it. One of the biggest things in St. Joe right now, and you'll hear us talk a lot about labor shortage, manpower. You'll hear us talk about workforce development. We want to build from within. Whether you look at City Hall, whether you look at the police department, wherever you look, people were having trouble getting employees. And we're working on that. We're working with the college. We're working with the school district on developing programs and helping develop our workforce so that we can grow our workforce. We have 25,000 people a day that come and go to St. Joe that don't live here but work here or go work somewhere else. So understanding that and realizing that and making this community the place that people want to come and live is a major goal of where we're going. And you'll hear about that when we talk about the strategic plan. You'll hear about that with the different committees and different organizations that we're trying to work with to improve this community. So all of those issues and challenges that we have are real, and we're working on them. We want to hear your voice. We want to hear what you have to say. And I think you will find all of us very open to talking about it and trying to understand and have you understand what we're doing. I've talked about some of our success stories already, but I want to go into a few things and talk about that because we have a lot to be happy about and to celebrate. We have a new fire station number 8, which working with Missouri Western, using some of their property, we put it out in a new strategic location that fits the city better. We've got the River Bluff Trails. And if you haven't gone out to look at them, you should, because if you go out there on any given day, you will see cars from all over the Midwest that come and ride our trails because they've already heard about it. And that's drawing new people to St. Joe. And then you can go into the Bob Simpson Bridge. It's a beautiful bridge that's been put out there. So it's something where people can get out and see the city and see what we really have. If you go around and you look at what we've got and what we've got to show and do with it, we're always trying to enhance it. And this is a perfect example of what we're trying to do. And then you've got Hilliard Tech, where we've done the groundbreaking now to put an addition on out there and grow the city. The county, the city, the school district, everybody's involved in helping to grow and develop our workforce. Now I want to talk about the community and the Community Alliance and the importance of it. When I became the mayor, I was introduced to different people that I knew of or knew but didn't really know. And we have a group of people that work together that creates the Community Alliance. And that's the city, the chamber, the county, school board, the university, Mosaic, the 139th, the CVB, and United Way. And those organizations all have their own items that they have to work with, but we all work together. And one of the most exciting and rewarding things that I've seen in the first year has been how that group works together. Whether it's for the addition at Hilliard or C-Tech out at Missouri Western, or talking with the new head of Mosaic and how they deal with situations and how we as a community do it, it's refreshing, it's rewarding, it's knowing that we all work together. And I've got to give you an example of how that works. When we go to Washington, and whether we're lobbying for the J models, which is the next generation of C-130s for the Air Guard, or we're talking about SeaTac out at Missouri Western, the people that we're talking to have heard about the Community Alliance and how Buchanan County, St. Joseph, and this organization works together. And that is extremely rewarding. I had the opportunity last week to go to Jefferson City and have lunch with the Speaker of the House. And he is from St. Louis, a very important individual, but he wanted to talk to us. And our representative at the time was able to coordinate that so that we got to sit with the speaker, and the members of the Community Alliance were together to do that. And he explained, being from St. Louis, that there were a lot of organizations there that didn't work together. They all had their own agenda. And when they came to Jeff City, they were asking for money. They were just asking. But when we went in, and he made the point of telling us, when we came in and we talked to him about projects that we've already got in the works, or programs that we're trying to do and how we're doing it, instead of just saying we need this, he said it is so refreshing and so unusual to see a group that works together as closely as our group does. One of our true successes about St. Joe and this community is our Community Alliance and how strongly we work together.
Missouri Western. How can we talk about St. Joe and Missouri Western as being one? We're a university city. We need to make ourselves one. We need to work with the people at Missouri Western and help promote Missouri Western to the area, to the community, and beyond. We have people that are going out of their way to participate in the city, whether it be through volunteerism, through different programs, and everything else. They're working with us. We need to support them. We really appreciate their commitment to the community, and we want to give back. One of the things that's happening, behind me, there'll be about a $12 million program, building built, CTAC, that will be involved in workforce development in the future. It will be started later this year, and in that we'll be able to develop a workforce that we built from within. That workforce will be able to work in the businesses around town, and we'll grow our own workforce. They'll work on equipment that is actually in those businesses now and learn how to work in those businesses before it happens. That's in conjunction with North Central Missouri College. And them working together and offering different programs attracts more people to St. Joe and to Missouri Western. Now we need to talk about the 139th and the airport. The 139th is extremely important to St. Joseph and the citizens. The economic impact of the Air Guard and what they do for St. Joseph is about $235 million. And in doing that, it brings people to the community, it gives jobs, it supports our community when needed. Currently, the Guard is in the process of moving from the south end of the airport to the north end of the airport. In doing that, they're opening up some ability from the south end for us to be able to do economic development. Long term, that also gives them security for a long-term establishment in the north end of the airport. And that's extremely important for the longevity of the Air Guard. The other thing that is important with the Air Guard right now, whenever we go out as a community, whether it be the Community Alliance, whenever we're lobbying or talking to our congressmen or senators, we talk about the importance of the planes they fly. Currently, they're flying C-130H model planes. We're in the process of trying to get acquired new J models. It's the next generation of planes. And the Air Guard works very hard to try and accomplish that in the next couple of years. Another important part of the airport and the Air Guard. Starting this month, we've got a $28 million project that will replace the main runway. It'll take about a year to do, but that's going to be done, and it'll give longevity and stability to the airport and to the Air Guard. At the same time, we've got a $23 million project that's going to replace the terminal and the tower. By the time that's all done, we'll have a state-of-the-art airport, very much up to date, looking to the future and development of new business and support of the Air Guard. Very important. On top of that, what we've been able to do, working together with the Air Guard, we have been able to secure, and it was announced a couple of weeks ago, the Sound of Speed Air Show for September of 2024. And we'll be excited to invite everyone out to see the new airport and the new runway and the air show.
Although we're a year into the 4-year term as City Council, we had a number of issues that we addressed and just now are finalizing our strategic plan. I think we'll be benefited from that as we were able to get to know each other, identify successes and challenges we face as a governing group, and a community to help our decision for the next 3 years. Council members come and go, but our goals and plans for our community should extend out further than 4 years. As we developed our strategic plan, we wanted to incorporate both short and long-term goals. We want a strong, progressive, successful, and sustainable future for St. Joseph. Look for our strategic plan to be published in the near future. Capital Improvements Program, the CIP, is still going strong after 30 years and $161 million of investment on capital projects in our community. The CIP provides funding for major public projects that ensure safer roads, recreational amenities to improve quality of life for our residents and visitors, public safety, and resources to maintain existing public facilities. This program could not be possible without the support of our community, and I sincerely thank the voters for their support. Currently, a 24-member Citizens Committee is hard at work reviewing projects that will be on the August ballot for voters to consider the extension of this half-cent CIP sales tax. You all know me. How about those Chiefs?
Come on, St. Joe, let's get this thing started.
Super Bowl champions for the second time in 4 years. And we were denied an in-person training camp after the last Super Bowl due to COVID. But as announced last week, we will have the champions back in St. Joe for training camp this year. And we will celebrate with even bigger and better Red Rally than last year. And trust me, it will be epic in nature.
Make this the real Red Rally.
I don't want today to get by without expressing and letting people remember that we lost a real treasure this year. And I say that because a lot of what we're talking about is involvement, about being part of the answer, being part of the solution, being part of the effort. We can all do it. We all have opinions, we all have ideas. Don't be afraid to be part of that. Don't be afraid to ask the question. Don't be afraid to be part of the solution. We can all work together, but when we lost Dick DeShawn, a good friend of mine, Dick meant a lot to me. And Dick always said, get involved, be the person, be the solution, be part of where I want to go. And if you didn't, he would make you be part, but that was Dick. And that's why I want to remember Dick, and I want everybody to remember what he said.
We just need to make up our mind on some important decisions and then support them and try to move forward.
I hope you feel it. The enthusiasm. We're making progress. I'm sorry I said I wouldn't do that, but when I hear Dick, it means a lot. We all need to be part of it. We all need to make a difference. I'm good now. I've never been accused of not being passionate about what I do, but I want to give a couple of thank yous, a couple of special thanks. A special thanks to Brian Carter and the city manager and his staff, who work hard to bring a lot of our ideas and our dreams to completion. My sincere thanks to the people of this community, to the residents, our businesses, our community partners, and our city staff. It's exciting. It's really exciting that you see the potential and strive to help us achieve it. I want to say thank you to my fellow council members for your dedication and time serving our community over this last year. I'm proud to be part of a group that puts the effort forward to make St. Joseph the place we're proud of. This can't be accomplished without their leadership and dedication. So I say thank you to them. I want to give a special thanks to my wife and family. They put up with a lot. A lot. It is not a part-time job for anybody that wants to run for it in the future, if you make it a job. And if you put the dedication in, and if you put the effort in, we will all be rewarded. And again, thank you to them for putting up with me. It is truly my honor to be your mayor. Thank you.